Yes, dear star, hope you're good. So what is it you actually do, fella? Says Jack. Well, how many times have you been in here, Jack? How many times, Jack 178, have you got up and logged into my live feed? And if you haven't before, why have you now? There's a reason why you're coming to me and looking for me and looking for my content, looking for my words. I'm not looking for you, bro. And that's what I do best. Raise awareness, lift, elevate people, give them options in life, let them think about different paths that they didn't think about before. And that's what I do daily. I'm committed to it. Choose a life, not a knife is very, very powerful, Jack. It's all right if you don't want to embrace it. It's entirely up to you, brother. But don't come on here trying to belittle me because I can't get a job. It's not like, oh, well, then again, let me just come back to that. I've had a job proposition yesterday and I've got a meeting at 11 o'clock today over Zoom. And this meeting can be good for a lot of people, not just me. Okay? So don't be saying, I hate rats that come in. They haven't been with me for the duration. They haven't been with me for 6 weeks. I've got someone here called Adam Soul 93 saying I'm a liar. It got the comment by me beautiful partner, Lady G, baby. I don't need to prove whether I'm a liar or whether I'm not a liar, but just to prove I'm not lying to you now, I'm going to show you a little bit of confirmation that I've got a meeting today that could be very, very, very important for me and choose a life, not a knife. So I'll show you there. So I'm going to go on this meeting today and I'm going to represent myself to the fullest with the right conduct, with the right attitude and the right motivation to make something of myself in this world. I get opportunities all the time from individuals and because of my mindset, I refuse to participate in them. This one, I'm not refusing to participate in it. Why? Because I've got kids and I'm on my arse and I need a revenue to come in, whether it's passive. This thing I'll be getting into will be a passive income. Do you understand what I'm saying, people? And I'll be happy to have a passive income. So let me just correct a few rats on here that's trying to make me dishonest, yeah? How can I do it without showing me emails and that? I don't even know why I'm showing you my personal business, but I don't want to be sat here giving the haters an opportunity to say I'm dishonest again. Do you understand what I'm saying? So what I'll do, you know what, just one sec. Sorry about this, people. Yeah, I know I don't need to prove it, but it's just nice, isn't it? You know when people are hating on me and I can just go, hang on a minute, why are you hating, rat? It's nice to do that instantly instead of people starting a conversation off that's irrelevant. Do you understand? And this opportunity came for me. It came to me. I attracted it. Do you understand what I'm saying? You've heard me over the last few days. Anyone help me with employment? Can you get me a job? And here we are, 3 days later, a job prospects came. Why? I keep on shouting at you. Manifestation. Visualize. It all comes to you. Ignore the rats that haven't got the capability to do it. I don't mean the rats. I mean, ignore the people that haven't got the mental psyche to do it. I'm just rubbing my man's names out, you know, so you can't, so the haters can't target him and try and burn the bridge that's there now. Yeah, so look. Do you see it? Well, I hope you're seeing it. Do you want another look? Just says there, done 11 o'clock soon, bam, London time. The proper people. They're not, it's not a group of dickheads with coffee. Do you understand what I'm saying? These are proper people, these are proper investors. It's not what you think it is. These are all going to start, there's opportunities for you basically as well. If any of you are into the sort of speaking about to you is when I get this job, you'll be able to access it. If you access it, I access it. Every time you participate in this, I get a percentage. You can call me like a recruiter, but I'm not going to be recruiting for dickheads. I'm not going to be recruiting for something that's not real or not secure. You know, I'm not going to put my name to a company if I feel the company is going to shit on my people when they participate in what I'm doing. Do you understand what I'm saying? Brendan Carligari saying pyramid scheme. I don't know, mate. I'll find out today off this meeting at 11 o'clock. And as soon as I find out, I'll let my people know. You can embrace it or you don't have to. It's entirely up to you, lad. But I'm excited. Why? Because it's an opportunity I never passed. You know, yesterday when I was getting all these correspondence off the people and I was thinking, I was just going to swerve it. But I've just thought to myself, you know what? I'm not doing nothing all day but promoting awareness. I need something substantial to make my foundation stronger. And it doesn't matter if it's only £300 a month. It's £300 a month or £300 a week I've never had. And when you're poor like me, £300 is an awful lot of money. You get people going out spending £300 on shoes and trainees. I haven't spent over £1 on a pair of shoes since I've been out of custody. I'll tell a lie. I think like the first 6 months I bought a couple of pairs of trainees for £2 ton, D squared or something like that. But to me, mate, do you know my pal Peter Heron from Wavertree says Nathan Helliwell? I sure do, mate. He was a lifer. He got lifed off in the early 90s for shooting dead a drug dealer. He went and done his jail with Cassidy and Murphy, got himself out of prison on life licence and started dealing drugs with his brother, Colin Heron. Colin Heron is responsible for Team Coburn, Darren Till, Paul Kelly, Ect. Now Peter Heron is residing in custody again. He was only out for 3 years off a life sentence. He wanted to be free with his family and his kids and his old bird, Chrissy Farley's sister. But he's went and got himself double figures. Because the minute he got out of custody, he started participating in distributing large quantities of Class A drugs onto the streets of this city. So, your mate is a dirty, dying rat who had the opportunity to correct himself after a life sentence and decided to go on and kill more people. It doesn't matter that he weren't killing them with a firearm. It doesn't matter that he never ran up and stabbed them. The bottom line, and he's got out into the custody, he's got out of doing a life sentence, he's participated in Class A drugs, which are killing kids and families up and down the city. I've got no sympathy for him. I don't like people like him, and I never will engage with people like him. So unfortunately for you, mate, you're calling him your mate. I suggest you go and think about who they're mixing with, mate, okay? So yeah, I do know Peter Heron. Yes, Queen Harry, Ross MacDon, is Shield Road bad? It's just like Netherfield Road. It's just like Netherfield Road, a main route towards the city centre. That's all it is. You're talking about Shield Road when really it's Kensington. But because Kensington is too busy, they've took it to Shield Road because it's like a side street. And they've been there for years, mate. You know, you've had Romanians set up there for time. You've had all sorts of foreign criminals packed around that area, putting girls on them streets, and no one say all, including the police. What can you do when you've got your children standing at the bus stop, going to school, and you've got two crack addicts who sell their asses stood next to them? You're all right, girls. To use, it's nothing. But to me, them two brasses who are selling the body for drugs, even talking to minors or young teenagers, if there's a group of 6, one of them will like them. One of them will think they're funny. One of them will think they're great to get on with. One of them will start moving and thinking, oh, they're boss people. And that's what I want to touch on now, because it came to light over how many months, but I've been getting continuous messages from mothers and others saying, can you mention the girls on GoFund or other sites that are similar? And I said, why? He said, because my son is 14 and I haven't really searched his phone. And when I do go on his phone, I'm looking at his Facebook and his shit like this, and I'm seeing all these girls that are in the 20s sending my son of 14 links so they can tap that link and go through to porn sites. Now, if you've got a kid there, because look, you've been hearing me screaming about porn and what it can do to your children, and I'm firm belief it creates paedophiles. Firm belief it creates paedophiles. If it doesn't create paedophiles, it creates a perverted mind. And then perverted minds go down a perverted hole and they get lost in it. So what I'm trying to say is, if you've got a 13, 14, 12-year-old kid who's got one of these iPhones, when was the last time you searched his history? When was the last time you went into the Safari and searched what was last looked up on his phone? Because trust me, when your son is on TikTok, he does get links sent through him through social media. And he is hitting on them links. And whether you like it or not, once he's hit as a young boy one link, you'll start hitting more. Most of them you've got to pay. But some of them you don't, especially the ones that target the teenagers. Facebook. You, as a man, know how horrible Facebook is when it comes to this. You're getting messages out the blue from people you don't even know. Hi, honey, would you like to come into this room? And it doesn't matter if you delete them as spam, 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 get rid, block, 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 block. When you wake up again, as soon as you've answered one of them, you've got 1,000 of them hitting you every day. And there's men out there, listen to this, I know this for a fact. You've got the likes of the Glaswegian podcaster that has been getting blackmailed for years. For years. By individuals on these sites. And this is what happens, listen. You'll have a man, it doesn't matter what type of man, he can be a criminal, he can be a working man, yeah? He'll be on his Facebook, doing his shit. All of a sudden this thing comes up. It is what it is. Let's have a little look. You don't realise what it is. You hit it. You go on it. All of a sudden you're on this live feed. You've got this powerful young girl speaking to you and you're just going, wow, you're bored. You're going, oh yeah. Da, 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 da. Some of yous, like soft, like dirty soft, start getting embroiled in what she's doing when she's opening her legs, when she's starting to fondle herself. You start doing the same like a silly idiot. You're on a live feed with a girl you've never met. And you're starting to now show her your private parts and do things that you shouldn't be doing. While you're doing that, there you go, snap. There you go, snap. Within 20 minutes, half an hour, you've got a message saying, listen, mate, look what we've got on you. It can destroy everything you stand for if we put this out there. And that's it, you get blackmailed consistently. Some get blackmailed every month on the same photo for years. Like the celebrity Glaswegian. That's fact, people. So if you're a man who's trapped in that situation with one of these Colombian websites, if you like, sort it out. Tell your bird. Do you understand what I'm saying? Tell your bird you're up. Be honest with your bird. Don't let another bird absolutely have you in a corner, blackmailing you every month for your money because they've got a photo of you in a bad position. Exactly what the hierarchy do to these pop stars and these film stars. Put them in bad positions and keep the imagery so they can say, listen, told them line or it's this. They've got a lot more to lose, mate. So just, be aware of what's going on when you're hitting them links on your social media platforms. It's all right me screaming about men doing it now, but listen to what I'm saying to you. If you've got a young girl or a young boy and you're quite happy for them to have this smartphone and you're quite happy for them to have TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, when you go on them profiles, they can delete messages. If they've had a link, they can delete them. Kids are on it, aren't they? They get told, delete this after that. They get told what to do. Go in, take his phone off him for an hour. Take his phone off him for an hour, half an hour, 20 minutes. Sit there with him at the table or wherever you're going to sit with him or her and go through the search history on his Safari, on his Google search. You can all get in there. You can all go in and it'll take you right back to what they've been watching while you're not with them. What they're watching when they're in their bedroom after 10 o'clock at night. You'll see everything. And I'm going to say 70% of yous are going to get a shock about what your children have been watching. Trust me. They're doing it under cover of night. And you need to relate. And it's not their fault if they've got link after link after link popping in. It's not their fault if they're reaching puberty and then all of a sudden you've got a 20-year-old woman with a bra off sending them pictures and saying, touch this link. Do you understand? If anything, them women that are doing this to teenagers like this, the perverted sex predators, it doesn't matter whether they're a man or a woman. The simple fact that they're targeting teenagers on social media tells me that they are perverted sex offenders. They get away with it more on social media, don't we? It hasn't really been policed right, has it? Yeah, they're policing words, but they're not policing actions because they can't. That's why you get videos with terrorists doing the mad shit before it gets shut off. They can't remove the image fast enough. Do you understand? They can control everything you're saying, but nothing what you're doing. On here. So if you care for your son with the potential of becoming perverted through watching porn from an early age, I suggest you go and check out his search history and see what links he's been tapping into. Because the more he's absorbing himself in that perverted realm of reality, you need to start getting him away from it. We all know it's bad for you. We all know as men the shit you go through when you start masturbating. We know. We're not stupid. Some of us just don't go there, but some can't help themselves and start going down. 1 minute they're watching normal, compassionate sex. The next minute they're watching sex where a woman's being slapped a little bit. Next minute, they're watching sex where two men are destroying another woman. And this is not good for that young man's mind. He should be getting an image of Virgin Mary. He shouldn't be getting an image of Virgin Scary. Do you understand what I'm saying? In the bigger picture, you know, in the bigger picture of things, you've got to understand where I'm coming from when there's thousands upon thousands upon thousands of young men starting to end up with these perverted minds, which gives them a scary, scary narrative towards women. It gives them a thought. We've got someone laughing his head off here, Hella, when I believe this is a very, very serious subject. Now, when I'm talking about something that's serious, I don't expect dickheads to be coming in acting like comedians. I'll block you like I've just blocked him. Everyone seems to make jokes about really serious situations. So you just get blocked like PRDC21 right then. And what this does, this conversation, people, whether you like it or not, when there is them perverted types of individuals sat there watching me speak about this stuff, it hits a nerve. It hits a nerve. You know, I've got quite a few people sitting there thinking right now, trust me on that. Why? Because I'm not speaking shit. I'm speaking truths, and I'm speaking about concerns that parents have. Not all, but some. So there you go. It's not a laughing matter, damn right. And I don't come on here to speak about very serious subjects to have people making jokes about them. It's not me, it's not what I'm about. So I'll just finish on that one there about you know, your children getting access to pornographic sites through links that are being sent to them by older women. Just be careful when your kids get home from school tonight. If you don't want to do it in front of them, you know, be a sneaky parent. It's not sneaky, it's tough love. You want to know what your son or your daughter is consuming of a night when you send them to bed, when their bedroom door is shut. You need to realise what they're going to sleep with, because their last images, when they shut their eyes, is what exists in the mind. You remember we used to get guidelines years ago when they first came out? You should take this phone off your child 2 hours before sleep. Where's that gone? Where's it gone? Taylor Nathan, hope you're well. Sugandees, can't start putting kids in a bubble, Darren. That's just as bad. Is it? You're weird. You're weird, you lad, with that comment. Let's read that again. Can't start putting kids in a bubble, Darren. That's just as bad. Let me tell you right now, mate. If your kids aren't in a bubble, they're getting damaged by someone else's little bubble, okay? It's very important that you keep your kids in your bubble and don't let them start participating in other bubbles. That comment's just strange. Makes me think things about you, mate. That makes me think things about you. Perhaps I shouldn't, but, you know, I'm good at observation. And that indicates something not right there, fella. Something's not right there. But you speaking to young girls on here, speaking in an appropriate way, video speaks for itself. Go on, Ash, lad. What video are you referring to? What one? You see on TikTok, mate, you can press a live and they come on. And you know, if they get rude, I'll get rude back, mate. You know, if they be cheeky, I'll shut them down instantly. If I have a conversation with young girls where they're not perverted, they're inspiring. It's okay if you want to put a shit narrative on it because you're jealous and envious of whatever I haven't got. But don't come in here saying I've been speaking to minors in a perverted light, you little dirty rat, for even suggesting it. I'm here trying to make young girls aware of people like yourself who can spin a nice positive conversation on its arse like it's rude. Don't forget, people, I've been on here a long time. I know exactly what I'm doing now. Early days though, this TikTok was news to me. I was getting criminals, getting people to come on and just have me entrapped in some bullshit. But the bottom line is, lad, for you to even suggest that I'm any type of danger to a young girl shows me that you're hating on me for some reason. And when I've been getting continuous messages for the past 3 weeks saying we're going to make allegations against you and little boys and suggest that you've been putting stuff up boys' bums years ago. You know, this is how they cancel you out. They done it to me ages ago. Sex offender, sex offender. No, I'm not, you rats. Do you think the people who follow me are going to believe you for a minute? You might get naive dickheads who don't follow me, who are not aware of me and just come across me with this dickhead screaming shit about me. And that's the first opinion they've got about me. But when they come and see me, they can see I'm all for the youth, boys and girls. I'm here to protect and scream about the life that they're being given to live in. If you can't tolerate that, just do what you normally do. Go somewhere else and hate on somewhere else. But you can see by the comments that are coming in, can't you? And it must be wrecking your heads if you's a haters looking into my live now, watching all this positivity. Look how many comments are coming in from right around the country and the world. And look what they're stating. Well said, Darren. Always speaking facts, Darren. Hell, you inspire me. Legend. Look at the comments for yourself, fella. Do you understand what I'm saying? Your little sly opinion might have got into my head there for a minute, but I believe I've addressed it accordingly. Yeah? You're the one with the issues for suggesting that I was doing anything like that towards young girls. You're the one with the problem for having that idea in your mind in the first place. Vincent McDonald chatting shit, just get blocked from... Got all these stalkers kicking back in, haven't we? But, you know, I guess, you know, look, so, for example, when it starts kicking in is when I start naming the rats that are killing kids. So when I've done this video about the 2 bikes and I'm starting to target the Sam Rimmer murder and the people that have done that, you should see the shit that's coming at me. You should see the shit that's coming at me from a whole group. You know, this group are targeting me now because I'm talking about the Sam Rimmer murder. You know, where they're shitting themselves. Yeah, grass. This isn't grassing. This is protecting the youth. If Sam Rimmer's killers do not get arrested, prosecuted and placed in prison, Sam Rimmer's killers will go on to kill again in the city of Liverpool. So if you think this is grassing in the head, why? Because you're willing to keep your mouth shut while another young child, another young woman or dad gets blasted to death. You're quite happy to keep your mouth shut like a rat. Everything you stand for is destructive. Everything these kids, these people, these gangs upon your estates that are wrecking your communities. They're not organised. They're disrupting everything in people's lives up on that estate. They're disruptive. They're encouraging violence. They're encouraging drug dealing. They're encouraging sexual assault. They're encouraging materialistic bullshit daily to children in our city. It seems to me like I'm the only one that's going against the grain here. And every time I go against the grain, and every time I go to raise awareness on a particular murder that's ruffling feathers, just like young Olivia's, you know, when I started getting on that, I got a different wave of hate. Now I'm on young Sam's murder, and I will be on it consistently until the people have been arrested. I've got a different group of hate. Do you understand? And when you see all this stuff coming on here, it's all the same people trying to cancel me social medias, trying to give opinions out to get conversations going which are very, very negative, like they did 3 years ago. And you know, the minute they start, when I'm showing you my secrets, Like, I shouldn't have showed you that business opportunity. But I did. But now I have. Them haters that have been trying to shut me down will be even more hateful. That's the way these people are. Poisonous rats. They don't want to see me get onto a path where I will become very, very successful. Because once I get on that path, like any path I go on, I'm intense and I throw at it 100%. And I will make the money I know I'm going to be making in the future. And once I've got my money that I make independently by myself, self-made, then this message will really fly. Then this message will get the notice it recognises, because I will be paying for advertisements. I will be paying for rooms where I can get 500 people in there and listen to me speak. I've got the pull to fill a room where people will stand and listen to me and feel this energy in person. But anyway, that's in the future, people. That's what you've got coming. Don't forget, I'm only in my 40s. I've got a long, long life to live. And normally I've got nothing to live for. I'm skint, got no job. I'm being stalked, I'm being hated, I'm being harassed left, right and centre. But now I've got a daughter. I had a son, and that inspired me a year and a half ago. But the mother absolutely ruined that energy on me. And that's how it is. The mother who's involved in my life right now will not ruin my energy on me. If anything, she's purifying it for me. If anything, she's making me question what I'm doing when I'm doing it, which is what I've always needed since I've been released from prison. Don't forget, I've just come off the back of 30 years in custody. I don't know how to adapt in this world. I don't like what I'm seeing in the world. This is why I'm isolated. Have you seen the way majority of people are moving? Have you seen how they're conducting themselves? Have you seen how many perverts you walk past in the street and you think, great, you don't even bat an eyelid? Why? Because he's looking at my man's beard. If I'm walking down the road and all of a sudden I'm like this, looking at next man's beard, I'm pervert. But you all ignore it. Just walk past it. Now listen, don't get it twisted. Males are always going to be males. A man is always going to be a man. And the majority of men always love a female. Now when you've got females, fresh, 18, walking through city centres with belly tops on and mini skirts, pissed. What are your advertising exactly? What are you putting out there exactly? You are entitled to feel safe as a woman, as a teenager, within every city. But it's just like your house. If you don't want burglars to burgle your house, you don't leave your windows open. Do you understand where I'm coming from? You can still look beautiful, sexy, classy, whatever you want to call it, without revealing everything on your body. What attention are you going to attract if you're dressed like? And what attention are you going to attract if you're dressed sophisticated and classy? Obviously, I don't need to repeat anything there, do I? It's clean cut. You've got a right to be safe up on the streets, just like you've got a right to be safe within your house. But the minute you leave your house windows open, you're going to get prying eyes. Doesn't matter where you are. You're going to have people looking in to do things that they shouldn't be doing. And it's irrelevant about family. Just like burglars don't give a they go in jail. Don't think this rat who's in the head looking at you, imagining scared things. Don't think he's scared of jail or what his family's going to say. Do you understand what I'm saying? So although you beautiful girls do have the right to walk around your city centres of a Friday and a Saturday night, dolled up, looking absolutely beautiful to the right kind of guy. But to the wrong kind of guy, you're just a piece of meat and they can do what they want with you. So all I'm trying to say to you is, like that image I've just said, if you've got a nice house and you want to feel safe in it, you keep the windows shut a certain hours. Same with you. If you're going through town with your stuff all over the show, you're going to attract the wrong type of people. Anyway, I don't go out nights out, I prefer nights in. Go on, Megan Valentine's, go. But it's always nice to just get out. What's your night out? Do you know what a night out is for me? Pizza and chips and a piece of something. That's a night out for me. I'd rather go out of a day. I'd rather go like Sunday morning, 11 o'clock, go to the pub, a family pub or a family gaff, sit there, order your roast for 2 o'clock and just have a nice pleasant day till about 6 o'clock. Go home, family, door shut, relax for the rest of the night, wake up Monday morning feeling fresh and powerful. And we've all got different ways of celebrating, and the majority of the youth think when they go out, they need to participate in certain things to have fun. And this gets put on them by the older crowd. You coming with us? Going to this after party? And that's it. That's not socialising. Do you think going to these regular pubs at night with the same people is socialising? Why are you going to spend £25 in shitty McDonald's when you can go and spend £25 in that Bosch gaff with a completely different set of people who you can socialise with? Why are you going to that same pub every Friday socialising with the same faces? Because it's not going to help you. The main reason you socialise is so you can network. You know, expand, broaden your horizons. When you're socialising, you should be going to destination 1 week, destination 2 the next week, destination 3 the next week, and so on and so on and so forth. You just don't hit the local pub every Friday and socialise with the same individuals every week, spending £200 or £300, getting yourself dressed up to go and sit in the shittest pub in the world. What are you doing when you've got kids at home? Yes, Suzanne Ellie. You have a nice day as well. Do you understand what I'm saying to you though? I'm only coming from, I'm just being real basically. I'm being real. If you don't like it, you don't like it. If you don't like real talk, go away. Come off my live. You know what I mean? It's simple as that. If you want to hear bullshit, go to loads of other platforms that just chat shit about other people's lives. You might hear me speaking about my own life every so often, but the majority of the shit that's coming out my mouth is to affect your lives. It's to affect your youth, your teenagers, your sons, your daughters, even adults, even man. The amount of messages I'm getting now off men. It is what it is, people. Matthew Double J, SN0161. Don't know why you're mentioning his name, kid. Someone said you're a snitch. There's loads of people calling me a snitch, mate. Have they proved it? Any proof at all? They call me a snitch because I scream about drug dealers on here, kid. They call me a snitch because I'm highlighting murders like the Olivia Corbell. They call me a snitch because I'm highlighting murders like Jamie Starkey. They call me a snitch for loads of reasons, mate. But is there any proof? Has anyone been lifed off because of me? Or was they lifed off because of what they done and the crime they committed? Now, there's a rumour about me and Willie Moore. And you get dickheads who want to love me but hate on me and start chatting shit that I've snitched for this reason or that reason. No. Willie Moore went out his way to get me shot dead. Willie Moore went and hired an SAS gunman called Darren Waterhouse. This SAS gunman was presented with the military cross from the Queen. He was given the treatment with the sword by the Queen. He was given the medal on his chest. So this gunman has come to kill me, came to shoot me dead on the 6th of April in Liverpool. But he never succeeded. But what he did do, he put everyone else in the car with me in a bad condition. Young Craig died. My brother was in a coma for 3 months through his bullets. The rat in the back took a bullet in the back. I never got touched. During that time, I'm seeking revenge. I want to know what's what. But we're not going to run around like silly dickheads without knowing who's who. Unfortunately for me, the first bit of information I got about who may have been involved and responsible for it was from Willie Moore. Willie Moore put some man in the picture. The man he put in the picture was David Regan. Now, because he mentioned his name and the shit that David Regan had been up to previously with regards to me and my family, it made sense. So everything went to plan. People died. All of a sudden, William Moore's girlfriend is making statements against me. All of a sudden, I'm arrested on these statements from William Moore's girlfriend, which is proven by the mouth of the whore. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, when you've got this fella and his associates that have tried to kill you dead, put your 18-year-old mate who is innocent as in a grave, put your 18-year-old brother with 7 bullets in his body in a coma. Did I snitch? No. So I get snitched on. Why? Because he knows what's coming next. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? So now, the 6th of April, he tries to kill me. The 18th of May, the kid whose name Willie Moore put in the picture, he was killed. By the 20th of May, I'm in custody, charged with threats to kill. Not murder, not conspiracy to murder, threats to kill. I'm placed in custody on threats to kill. I was initially arrested for murder. They arrested me for murder, but they couldn't charge me. They had no evidence. They had enough to charge me with a threat to kill. They charged me with it. I'm in custody for 2 months, thinking I'll be out in a few months. During that time in custody, I'm on phones. Whilst I'm in custody, I find out that Willie Moore was lying about the victim that had been shot dead. The man that Willie Moore had put in the picture for this offence towards me was innocent. So now I'm in custody with access to mobile phones, speaking to the rat William Moore, and he's telling me this: I'm going to make sure you get lifed off. And when you get lifed off, Danny's going and everyone else in your family's getting moved out of Liverpool. Okay. Now, whilst I'm in custody and I've had this conversation, don't think I haven't been reaching out to the echelons of criminality in the city of Liverpool to get this snitch to drop charges. Don't think I never went through the rigmarole of begging people like Paul Anna, you know, big-time drug dealers, to get in contact with these people who they get swag off, to get their mate to drop the charges. I was getting it an A-OK, don't worry. They're going to retract statements. They're going to not... Did I? No, did I? Within the space of 2 months, I'm getting statement after statement after statement after statement. What do you want me to do? Sit there in a cell looking at a 30 while my brother's in a coma, my mate's being shot dead, and this rat's still out telling me he's going to kill me family and shit? What do you want me to do in that situation? Don't forget who I'd reached out to ask them to sort this situation. But because all them little rats, the echelons of crime, were shook of this and what we were bringing to the table, they never even tried to get the rat to drop them. They all sat back and watched me go under. Every single one of them. Don't think I never went through the bullshit to try and get this sorted on the streets. Do you think I'm going to sit there like a sock and go and get them wrecked off while the shit-head jealous bastard that starts it all just remains free and targets me family? Don't suck shit, mate. Simple as that. I don't give a f***, and I still never snitched. Continuously right through all that, I'm held as a suspect on my friend's death. The police are holding me responsible because of not making a statement. And for 8 months, I never made a statement. I eventually made a statement to get the police off me back. And this is exactly what I said in this statement. There was a silver Mondeo. There was 5 people on board. Them 5 people had balaclavas on. I don't know who they are or where it came from. I don't want the help of Merseyside police. That's it. That's the statement. Now I'm going through my process in the judicial system now. And he's still out there thinking he's doing whatever he's doing. Way. Never in a month of Sundays. So when I'm watching this statement after statement after statement after statement coming from his angle to get me lifed off, I've really got myself in a situation. The options I did have to try and get this back on the streets so we can deal like men, they never participated with me. Usually, when criminals have a little bit of beef, you'll get someone in the middle trying to calm it down and sort it out. If he's pressed charges, it all gets dropped and you get back on the streets and you deal with it like men. Because we was who we are at that time, violent, taken over, notoriety through the roof, money falling out of our ears. We were taking the graft in Liverpool by storm and we were disrupting the whole flow the way they've had it for years. All of them sat back and watched me get jailed when they could have and they should have. Spoke to that grass and rat and got it back on the streets so I can complete what I was going to complete against him and his family. He didn't want to do it. He knew what was coming if I got out of that prison cell. The system knew it as well. But it is what it is, mate. You want to call me a snitch for reacting the way I did in that situation? You can do. But don't forget, mate, what happened on the 6th of April. Don't ever forget that you had a 42-year-old man, a 46-year-old man, and a 37-year-old SAS soldier come into the city of Liverpool and shoot dead an 18-year-old kid and put another 19-year-old kid in coma. And you've got the audacity to sit there and try and protect that shout. Is Willie Moore dead? No, he's a dead man walking. He's in custody doing a 35 recommendation for killing a child. Now, he could have been out. He could have been not in this situation, just like I. Unfortunately for him, his was a contract killing. Contract killing. He's went and paid someone a large amount of money to kill me dead. And in this country, in them times, there was only one sentence for it. And that's what he got. Now, in this country, in them times, there was 2 options for me when I came to sentence. Because I was under the old law. Nothing was mandatory on a conspiracy right now. So, I get arrested on murder. They can't charge me. They place me in custody on threats to kill. I'm in there for months on these threats to kill. All of a sudden, I'm getting statements from Willie Moore's angle. Within months of them statements, I'm charged with conspiracy to murder. and found guilty on conspiracy to murder. There was only one witness in my trial, and it was Willie Moore's bird. And found guilty on the conspiracy to murder. And they've got two options. A discretionary life sentence or a long determinate sentence. The judge went through my previous convictions. My last previous conviction was a threat to kill against a screw in Walton Prison, which I received 18 months prison for. And what he said was, looking at your convictions, there's only one that's worried me, but because the threat never got carried out, I don't deem you a threat to the general public. Exact words. But I deem you a threat to the criminal fraternity in the city of Liverpool. For them reasons, I'm going to give you an 18-year determinate sentence. And that's me. I went through my jail. Didn't start smoking smack like that fat grass. Went through my jail. Educated myself. Knowing I've got a release date. I have incentives for myself for when I get out. Get a nice loving bird. Have kids. Off into the country and live a peaceful life. They haven't let me do it. And because they never let me do it, they're now moaning that I'm still here. Giving them all shit. Don't forget I was 24 years old when these 40-year-old men came to kill me. And these 40-year-old men weren't dickheads. You know, these were the people in the city of Liverpool that were bringing metric tons of Class A drugs into the city and the country. I'm not talking a few kilos, I'm talking metric tons, 1,000-kilogram parcels. So don't talk shit, like. I didn't get shut down like the majority did by these rats. I stood and fought back. I stood my ground against these OG drug dealers. And they went out the way to get me lifed off. Not just Willie Moore. He's the one that's in the picture. You know, don't forget about all the other individuals. Joey Wright. You know, there's loads of people that were praying for me to get put in custody. And they got what they prayed for. But look who's winning now. And this is what you realise. Look who's winning now. Look who's won. Look who's free from prison. Not committing more crimes. Not being involved in bullshit. And look who's still sat in that jail at 63 years of age with about 7 left. 7 years left to live. Do you know how satisfying that is to me? Do you know how that makes me feel to know that rat that could have prevented any jail in this situation? Don't get this shit twisted, people, right? Don't get it twisted. He had ample opportunity to get this dealt with and squashed, and we would get out of custody. He had ample opportunity to do so. I waited for the very, 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 very last minute. I'd reached out to all the Paul Annas, to all the Paul Wilsons. I didn't get on with the Farley, so I couldn't reach out to that crowd, you know what I mean? But I reached out to all these big drug dealers within the city. Get him, he's your mate, you know, you get parcels off him. Get him to drop charges. What's he playing at? What's he playing at? Get the shit house to let me back out and we'll deal with it. No, we knew what was coming. And you know what? It was all meant to happen. It was all meant to happen. If I weren't a good guy, if I didn't have a sincere good heart within me, do you think I'd be on the streets now? Do you? Do you think if I was not really sincere, as if you can't read me like a book, do you think I'd be free now? Do you think if I would have went in the system and kept that way of life, I ever would have got out that system? Do you think if the authorities never recognised the change in how what's gone on here, at being out the system. A system that I've been in since the age of 13. A system that I left in 2016. And the system still kept me on a leash for 4 years after I left prison. 2 years on licence, 2 years on bail for a set of secretaries that I got found not guilty on. So in real sense, I've only been released in my mind, free in my mind, for 18 months. And you've seen me unstable while I'm in them periods of being on a leash, being on licence. You've seen me trying to just stay free. Didn't give up as offending. Didn't give a fuck what was coming out my mouth. As long as I was staying free. And here I am now. Licence conditions complete. One of my first goals upon release. Achieved. Done. No one else can do it. How many lads do you know get out on licence and get breached? Do you know how hard it is not to be breached on a licence? Especially when you're Darren G. And you're on mapper 3, tier 4. If you don't know what it is what it is. But you've got to understand where I came from. And what I've got through. And what I promote now. And what I scream about now. I was deep in that life of poisonous rats and snakes. And I'm trying to protect your son from getting embroiled in that shit life. Because once he's in it, it doesn't leave him. It doesn't leave him. So anyway, MAPA is Multi-Agency Public Protecting Associations, I think. Yes, Tabby. So look, I don't care about the name calling. I don't care about the name calling. And I can take a boss hiding. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? If I do get approached by a gang and they all push me, I can give up a good fight and then take the hiding after it. So don't be worrying about me, people. You know it? Obviously, I'm not going to put myself in the firing line. I'm not just going to walk into Liverpool city centre and go now then and let 2 cars pull up and try and cough at me, am I? You've seen how dangerous Liverpool is, isn't it? But it doesn't mean that I'm not in Liverpool. Just because you've got drug dealers screaming I'm not allowed in there. I'm always in Liverpool. I just don't broadcast it. Why? Because it's dangerous for me to do so. It's as simple as that. You don't put yourself in danger. If you do, you're stupid. You know, you've got me screaming at you left, right and centre. Come away from them groups that can harm you. Don't put yourself in situations where you can get hurt. Why am I going to go and put myself in a position where rats can target me and think they're famous on the back of it?